For those of you that don't like this stock, I get it. But I will tell you that, all right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom. This is not financial advice. We are here to talk about all things investing. And today I want to talk to you about a company named Workhorse, stock ticker WKHS. They were in the news yesterday, which was Wednesday, the 22nd of September. They did a press release and everybody picked it up and the stock tanked. So I want to go through the coverage on this by the news, and then I want to take a look at what the actual press release was and what management says they're doing, and talk about what I think the ramifications are on the stock in the short term and in the long term. Let me start by saying that I am in the minority, in my opinion, on Workhorse. This stock is extremely hated by retail investors. So there's a good chance that a lot of people watching do not like this stock. So that's okay. I think there's a bull case to be made here, and I do understand it's a much higher risk stock than a lot of the other stocks I talk about, but I think that new management has made some great moves, and I'm going to talk about that. I guess I would give an extra caution that invest with caution on this one. Please do your own due diligence. This is not financial advice. So with that said, let me tell you what's going on. So this is an article from investing.com. Headline is Workhorse Slumps on Suspending Delivery of C1000 Electric Van, recall. Workhorse stock plunged about 14% Wednesday to touch year's low of $7.05 as the company suspended deliveries of its they're saying 100, the C1000 electric vans, citing the need for more tests and modifications to comply with regulatory standards. So they're suspending delivery and they're recalling the vans that they've already delivered. So on the surface, this seems like very dramatic news, but I'm going to go to the actual press release given by the company and talk about why this isn't quite what it sounds like, in my opinion. So before I do that, I'll read the very next sentence in this article. The company said it is also recalling the 41 units it has delivered earlier, even though it has not received any report of safety issues related to this matter. When they say that they're doing a recall, understand they're recalling 41 vans. So I want to just keep that in perspective. I mean, recalls are usually tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of vehicles. They're recalling 41 vehicles. So let's go to their actual press release and dig a little deeper. Workhorse Group provides update on review of operating and commercialization plans. So a key part of this story is Workhorse got a new CEO about a month ago, right before their earnings call, Rick Dauch. In the earnings call, he basically said he would be taking the next 90 days between earnings calls to do a deep evaluation of everything that is going on, and he would be giving a comprehensive update in the next earnings call. So there has not been a lot of news in the middle, but they forewarned us that there would not be a lot of news. The little news that there has been could be interpreted as not good news. I recently did a video on their last press release, which is that they withdrew their lawsuit against the United States Postal Service. So that press release is subject to interpretation. I actually view that as a very good thing. And I'm going to tell you why I think this press release is actually a good thing as well. All right, they say, the company has identified a number of enhancements in the production process and design of the C1000 to address customer feedback, primarily related to vehicle dynamics to increase the vehicle's payload capacity. In my initial video when they had their earnings conference call, I really highlighted the fact that Rick Dauch talked about the fact that they have a payload issue. He was very clear about that, and it's something that needed to be fixed before they could go to mass production. This is basically just a reiteration of what he told us over a month ago. So they say the company expects to complete testing in the fourth quarter of 2021. Workhorse intends to provide an update on its operating and commercial plans on its upcoming third quarter 2021 earnings call. So all of this information is pretty much exactly what they told us in the last earnings call. So they're putting out a press release. They are taking some actions here that we knew they were going to have to take. They told us in the last earnings call there was a payload capacity issue that needed to be solved. So the news that they have stopped production and recalled 41 vans really is not dramatic news. Again, recalling 41 vehicles is a very small event, and when they say that they're stopping production, they really weren't in production. So to me, I'm viewing this as new management really taking an opportunity to flush out all of the bad news. And there are problems with this company. The new CEO walked into a situation that was not great. There was some major issues. There were things that needed to be addressed, and there were things that needed to be fixed, and those things were not happening under the previous management. It was a tricky situation that they've walked into, but I think the strategy here is becoming clear to me. They are going to flush out all of these issues right now, right up front. What that allows you to do is, although obviously yesterday on that news the stock tanked, they've now set themselves up for a future news cycle to be able to announce that they have certified their vehicle as safe. They've gotten themselves ahead of the news cycle. So I know it's hard to see these press releases. I'm not trying to sugarcoat this. There were clear issues with this company, and we don't know for certain that they will get solved. But the way I am interpreting what management is doing, it would seem to me that this is part of a plan to flush out all the negativity that exists. And if you don't believe me, just check my comments section. So I don't know that that's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you that they have solved all their problems and everything is sunshine and roses. So for those of you that don't like this stock, I get it. But I will tell you that I have confidence in what they're doing right now. And I think it's a worthy investment while being a very risky investment. So again, this is not financial advice. You guys have to decide what your own risk tolerance is. There is a potential downside to this stock. We're going to take a look at the chart. The stock has already plummeted drastically. So there's always a chance, right? If they can't solve their payload issues, if they can't do this in a timely manner, then they're just going to become a footnote in the electric vehicle world and they will cease to exist. I don't believe that's going to happen, but everybody needs to acknowledge that's the downside risk. The upside reward is if we can take management at their word that they are solving their payload problem and they're going to get these vehicles back on the road, then I think there is massive potential out there, which is what the entire market believed 6 or 8 months ago until a series of events started to occur that were negative. They started to miss their targets. They lost the contract with the post office. So there were some extremely valid reasons that this stock ran down. And there's an awful lot of people out there that probably got burned on investing in this stock. So understandably, there's going to be some people that are very hesitant to jump back into this. I feel like they're trading in a great buying zone right now. And so for me personally, this is a buying opportunity. So with that said, let's take a look at the chart and just see what's happening. Okay, this is zoomed out a little bit. So this is the entire year of 2021. You'll see a yellow line at the very top of the screen at $43.05. And you'll see right now a red number, $7.39. That's what they're trading at as we speak here on Thursday, September 23rd. So if I measure from the top to the bottom, this stock in a 90-day window dropped 83%. So that is an absolute disaster for investors that held this stock. Most of that drop happened in the course of a few days when it was announced that they did not receive the post office contract. So, but it did continue to fall from there. It hit an all-time low somewhere in the middle of May. It hit a new all-time low yesterday, just about at the same number, but it got down to $7.05 yesterday, which was its 52-week low, and you can see it's still trading very near to that. So I'm going to zoom in on the chart and take a closer look. Okay, so this is basically the last 90 days of trading. So that you can see somewhere in June they were trading in the high 18s. I have a blue line at $18.62. So just within the last 90 days, and this is well after they lost the post office contract. They then took a pretty serious drop down under $10, and they've been slowly dropping ever since. So you're going to see lines at $10, around $9, around $8, and now they tested $7 yesterday. So that was their all-time low. That's the line they hit on this press release, which was widely, I'm sure, viewed as bad news. So right now, that seems to be a line of support. Although, if you look at the trend, we've gone 10, 9, 8, 7. So understand there's a chance we go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I do not believe any of that's going to happen. I think they've hit their low. I think $7. I think yesterday was the bottom on this stock. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. This is not financial advice. But the way I'm looking at this company, I think yesterday was the bottom. So I think they are in a great buying opportunity right now. So just to get back to where they were on September 1st would be a 43% increase in the price of this stock. So I think there's a lot of short-term potential upside. I'm not saying that's going to happen in the next 30 days. I think somewhere in the next 90 days, the news cycle will shift on this dramatically. That is my investment thesis. So you've got to decide whether you agree with that or disagree with that. If they can solve these problems and turn their news cycle positive, the first thing that they're going to regain is the 43% they just lost this month. Then from there, I've gone from their September 1st high to their June high. And that's another 72% increase. So I think all of that's on the table in the next 12 months. I will not go back to their previous highs. This stock ran up over $40. I think there was some unreasonable exuberance in this stock earlier in the year, and it ran up way past where it should be. So I'm not arguing that it's going to run back to $40. But I think it's pretty realistic to think that sometime in the short term, which I define as the next 90 days, this could easily take a run back to $10.81 where it was. And then sometime in the next 1 year, I'm putting a price target on this at this $18.61 line. I believe if they get their production up and running and get things on track, they should be able to get back to this $18 or $19 range, which I think was a pretty fair valuation for the stock, in my opinion. So that's my update on what's happening with Workhorse and what I think this press release means. So once again, this is a high-risk investment. Please do your own due diligence. And that concludes my thoughts on Workhorse. So we will see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.